Hello, this is Andrea Tuttle, Superintendent of Owasso Public Schools. The following presentation will provide you information regarding the Owasso Public Schools bond proposal that is on the ballot for the November 7th, 2017 election. Thank you for taking your time to educate yourself about the facts of this proposal. The recommendation for this proposal was presented to the Owasso Board of Education by several community members who had collectively attended community meetings where they had the opportunity to tour all the Owasso Public School facilities. The facility tours and subsequent community meetings culminated with a community recommendation to the Owasso Board of Education regarding the Owasso facilities. The community group consisted of 60 members of the Owasso Public Schools community who represented various facets of the community. To reiterate, the purpose of the community meetings was to thoroughly analyze Owasso Public Schools facilities, to understand the needs of the Owasso students, and to come up with a recommendation to present to the Owasso Public Schools Board of Education. The newest Owasso Public School facility is the Bentley Bright Beginnings campus, which was built in 1969. The next newest facility is the Owasso High School, which was supported by our community in 1962. In 1988, the Owasso community paid its last bond debt, meaning that since 1988, the Owasso community has had zero bond debt to help support the community facilities. The community group engaged in a consensus decision-making process. This occurs when group members develop and agree to support a decision in the best interest of the whole. As someone who sat and listened to all the community group discussions, I can assure you that there were many heated discussions about what was best for this community. But there was one unanimous decision that all members of the community group could support, and that was moving the students from our existing middle school to a different location. Once the community group was in consensus of moving middle school students to a new location, the community had to investigate what the cost of the various options for that new location would be. One option was to build a new 10th through 12th grade high school and to renovate the current high school for use for 6th through 9th grade students. The cost of that option was approximately $74 million. The second option was to build a new middle school. The cost of a new middle school, depending on amenities, would be between $45 to $48 million. The third option was to build a new middle school addition to the current high school to create a 6th through 12th grade campus at a cost of approximately $38 to $40 million. The consensus from the group was to choose option number 3, build a new middle school addition to the current high school for a 6th through 12th grade campus. The cost again between $38 and $40 million. This would accomplish the following: a separation between the middle school and the high school. It would include improved career and technical education space, formerly known as vocational education. It would include a middle school physical education or a gym space. It would eliminate deferred maintenance costs or sinking fund projects for the high school and middle school, but not for the other remaining buildings. And it would include a multi-purpose performance education space seating 1,000 in lieu of a full auditorium, which was considered in previous bond proposals. After many hours, many discussions, looking at a variety of different possibilities, the community came to the following recommendation that they presented to the Board of Education. The community recommended that the board place on the ballot for a November election a proposal with a millage rate of up to 4.75 mils to accomplish the following facility improvements. To 1, create a 6th through 12th grade campus at the current high school location, and 2, to build multi-purpose spaces at each of the 3 elementary facilities. Some have asked how Owasso's millage rate compares to others around the area. Owasso's debt mills have been zero since the last payment for bond was made in 1988. From the slide, you can see the various comparisons to districts around the Owasso area. The following image can also be obtained by visiting our Owasso Public Schools webpage at owasso.k12.mi.us. Please take a moment to look at the conceptual picture of the bond proposal. This is the 6th through 12th grade campus proposal. You can see by the delineation of colors the middle school in yellow versus the high school in blue. You will note that both have their own offices and their own cafeteria and gym space. You will also note the new additions versus the remodeled portions of the building by looking at the legend. Additionally, please note the multi-purpose location, which is inclusive of band and choir rooms. On the left-hand side of the conceptual drawing, you will note all the inclusive components of this proposal. Specifically, you are voting for the following: the remodeling of 59 high school classrooms, an addition of 20 new classrooms, a new middle school gym addition, new multi-purpose performance addition, including a 1,000-seat capacity multi-performance room, which includes 4 band and choir classrooms, the remodeling for career and technical education, formerly vocational education classrooms, a new middle school media center, creating separate middle school cafeteria, creating separate middle school entrance and office space. There will be a distinct separation of middle school and high school students. However, if middle school students choose to take advanced classes, they can do so using the high school classrooms. There would be expanded parking and improved traffic circulation. There would be district-wide security upgrades included in this bond and district-wide technology improvements. The technology improvements would only be part of the 5-year bond. There would be multi-purpose elementary cafeterias at Emerson, Central, and Bryant, and the furnishing for all of the above would be included. Did you know this proposal was recommended by a group of parents, community, staff, and student volunteers who met several times over the course of 5 months to explore our current school buildings and compare them to the immediate and future needs of our students and community? Their consensus and the most affordable priorities were to 1. Move students out of the existing middle school, and 2. Move elementary students out of portable classrooms. While our community generously supports a sinking fund for school property maintenance, the fund does not support major improvement projects or technology upgrades. It has been nearly 45 years since Owasso Public Schools' last major school improvement project. Schools, like homes, require renovation and maintenance. What has been done to reduce costs, and how is this proposal different compared to the previous proposal? There are no buses included in this proposal, there is no air conditioning included in this proposal, and there were many scaled back features for the multi-purpose performance space at the 6th through 12th grade campus. On November 7th, when you go to the polls to vote on this bond proposal, the following is what the ballot language will read. Shall Owasso Public Schools, Shiawassee County, Michigan, borrow the sum of not to exceed $45,550,000 and issue its general obligation unlimited tax bonds, therefore, for the purpose of erecting, furnishing, and equipping additions to the existing high school, including classrooms, a media center, a multi-purpose performance education space, and a gymnasium, in order to convert it to a secondary building to include both a middle school and a high school, erecting, furnishing, and equipping a multi-purpose cafeteria/educational room addition to each of the existing elementary schools, remodeling, furnishing, and refurnishing, and equipping and re-equipping school buildings, acquiring and installing instructional technology in school buildings, and preparing, developing, and improving sites. The following is for informational purposes only. The estimated millage that will be levied for the proposed bond in 2018 is 4.73 mills, which equates to $4.73 on each $1,000 of taxable valuation. The maximum number of years the bonds of any series may be outstanding, exclusive of any refunding, is 30 years. The estimated simple average annual millage anticipated to be required to retire this bond is 4.28 mills, which is $4.28 on each $1,000 of taxable valuation. The school district does not expect to borrow from the state to pay debt services on the bonds. The total amount of qualified bonds currently outstanding is $0. The total amount of qualified loans currently outstanding is $0. The estimated computed millage rate may change based on changes in certain circumstances. Pursuant to state law, expenditure of bond proceeds must be audited, and the proceeds cannot be used for repair or maintenance costs, teacher, administrator, or employee salaries, or other operating expenses. Please take a moment to discover your investment by using the personal tax calculator on owasso.k12.mi.us. You may determine that our students and community will gain the rewards of better school facilities for less than you expected. Thank you for taking the time to educate yourself, and please remember to vote on November 7th.